Lebanon's fate hangs in the balance right now. Either we go the way of Gaza, or we will be saved, and not by some outside power or force, but by the Lebanese doing what they have never done before. I'll explain. My biggest fear about the rapidly spiraling condition in Lebanon is not from Israel. My biggest fear is from disruptive elements within Lebanon who are colluding with Israel under the delusion that by allying with this enemy, they will eliminate Hezbollah and free Lebanon. I have heard this conversation, this discussion, this point of view over and over again since Israel started bombing Lebanon with ferocity, since its pager attack on Hezbollah more than a month ago, since they started battering and eliminating the leadership of Hezbollah, including Nasrallah and those after him. Be clear, I do not support Hezbollah as a militia bearing arms within the sovereign boundaries of Lebanon. This is only the role of the Lebanese armed forces, the sole defender of Lebanon, its territory, its boundaries, and against any external threat should be and must be the Lebanese armed forces. What I'm concerned about is that some Lebanese have swallowed the lie, believed the lie that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu went on air purporting and claiming that Israel was coming to cleanse Lebanon of the radical element of Hezbollah and Iran, to hand Lebanon back to the Lebanese so that we could take charge of our country and install a government and move forward as a democratic nation.
I say to you, the people of Lebanon, free your country from Hezbollah so that this war can end. Free your country from Hezbollah so that your country could prosper again, so that future generations of Lebanese and Israeli children will know neither war nor bloodshed, but will finally live together in peace.
I ask anyone who listened to that and believed that to look at the path of destruction that Israel has now laid before us in its claim of trying to destroy Hezbollah and eliminate the element of Iran from Lebanon. It has erased and is razing. Its troops are coming into villages across South Lebanon and detonating buildings in Lebanese Christian villages, as well as Muslim villages, as well as churches and any other erect structures that they can come across. They are bombing the hell out of Beirut. They have reached the north, they've gone throughout the south. They are not leaving any area unspared. And if you listen to the dialogue and the narrative that Netanyahu, Daniel Hagari, the lies that they are putting forward now, that under Al-Sahel hospital was this incredible Alibaba's cabin, or a cavern of riches and gold and enormous wealth that Hezbollah had stolen from the Lebanese people, and Israel was going to destroy Al-Sahel hospital to return these to the Lebanese people. You must understand that this is all lies, misinformation, and a game that Israel is playing on an international level, because their bites and their comments are the only things that the international media circulate. They do not give the other perspective. They do not tell the other side of the story. So these are what is going into the minds and brainwashing people around the world. But we're too clever for this. We know their game. And we should understand and not be ignorant or naive or so desperate as to want to believe that Israel would come to save Lebanon. Have we not learnt from the past? Have we not learnt from Bashir Gemayel, 1982, his assassination after he did a deal with Israel, one power, and the moment he turned around and denied them and said to them, because they wanted him to stand for the Christians alone and to eliminate the Muslims from Lebanon, especially the Shia. And Bashir Gemayel turned around and said, no, I am the president of all of Lebanon, of all of the Lebanese people, including the Muslims, including the Druze, including the Shia. They eliminated him within days. He was gone. Gone. They've done that on many occasions, and so have the Syrians. And I want to remind Samir Jarjah, the leader of the Lebanese forces, about an interview we had in 2017 when we sat down for an in-depth, open discussion that I was very grateful for. And I asked you, Dr. Jarjah, what about Rafiq Hariri? When Rafiq Hariri had won office and became Lebanon's first post-war prime minister, and Syria was in control of Lebanon, Syria had occupied Lebanon, what did you say to him? I'm going to read back the words that Jarjah told me, word for word. He said the point of view of Rafiq Hariri was that he used to tell me, look, Samir, there are 30,000 Syrian soldiers. We can't do anything. Let us take advantage of this time in order to do some development in the country, because we can't do anything with their presence in here. Samir Jarjah replied to Rafiq Hariri, and he said, my point of view was that politics before war. If politics is not good, we can't do any development. And then he said to Rafiq Hariri, never sleep with the devil. You don't know at what time he will kill you. Samir Jarjah added, and after 11 years of me being in jail, I came out of jail, but unfortunately, the devil killed him. My question and my message to all Lebanese who believe that Israel is doing us a service by eliminating Hezbollah, and we think they're going to walk away and walk out, you're wrong. They're no different to the Syrian Devil that destroyed our country and created the environment that we are now suffering from, and the economic disaster and the corruption that became endemic at every level of our society. And yes, Hezbollah had a role to play, but so did the leaders of all those political parties, including Michel Aoun, Walid Jumblat, Rafiq Hariri, Ben Saad Hariri, Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, Nabi Berri, and all of those that worked with them, alongside them, and all of the governments that played their part since 1992. They were all involved. All of the ministers, all of the leaders, many of the people in the institutions and the ministries. What are we doing? Why are we repeating the same errors of our past? Right now is the time that every member of the Lebanese parliament, the 128 Lebanese MPs, must be coming together and calling on the members of parliament of the Shia side, Hezbollah, Amal, and any of those others, and saying, come, my brother, you are my countryman. Come and sit with us together, and let's form a united government, a united position, and end the foreign intervention in our country. Right now, we need to bring Hezbollah in from the cold. Right now, we need to end this division and this ideology and this frame of mind that has separated us and kept Lebanese apart. Even since independence, this elitism amongst our various religious groups, the Maronites in particular, are responsible for where we are today. Religion must be set aside, and politics must lead the day, and we must put our political hats on and come to the table as true political leaders of Lebanon and understand that the deal needs to be made on the table with each other, not with Iran sitting on the table, or Israel sitting on the table, or America sitting on the table, or France, or Saudi Arabia, or anyone sitting on that table. This is for Lebanon to resolve. We do not need any external force or party to resolve our problems. We need understanding, and we need to see the vision that we want, because no one is leaving. Lebanon will never be without the Shia. Lebanon will never be without the Sunni and the Druze and the Maronites and the Orthodox and the Armenians and the Catholics. Everyone is part of Lebanon. This is our unique blessing. We actually like each other, and we actually live amongst each other as decent, faithful neighbors and patriots of our country. Now our people must call on their leaders to finally come together and sit together and resolve our problem. If we do not do that, we will suffer the scourge of Israel's occupation. Israel, which is now calling Lebanon an entity, not a nation. It doesn't refer to us as a nation, because it now is implying that our borders are not sacrosanct. They are movable, and it wants to move our borders. It wants to take our land. It wants to expand. Everyone knows that.
And what about Southern Lebanon?
It is part of it, all of it. Even parts of Syria, part of Iraq, part of Iran. It's huge.
זה שלנו. כל הארץ, כולל עזה, כולל לבנון, כל הארץ המובטחת. אנחנו הולכים להתיישב בלבנון, עזה, הכל יהיה מיושב.
Are we going to lose our villages in the south, our land in the Bekaa, our Beirut, our Hamdoun? They want all of Lebanon. Our water, our mountains, our cedars. Lebanon is for the Lebanese. And right now, I know the will of the Lebanese in the diaspora and in Lebanon is that we must unite. We must come together. We must put aside our differences and call on our brothers in Hezbollah and Amal and sit down together and solve our problem and unite our country and save Lebanon.